Being an instructor looks fun, flexible, freeing, but there is this side to it that no one tells you about, that nobody prepares you for. If you're an instructor who feels alone, if you're someone who's considering going down this path, I'm here today to shed some light to prepare you so that you can be the best version of yourself as an instructor. So we're going to start with income. Income is unstable when you are a full-time instructor. It depends on how many classes you teach per week, how many studios you teach at, how much you are paid per class, because it's different from one studio to another. It's different depending on the years of experience you have as a teacher, and it also depends on your health. Are you sick? Are you canceling classes? This is loss of income. Holidays, another loss of income. Vacation, same goes for that. No paid sick leave, no paid vacation days, no insurance. You have to do all of this yourself. So you have to take into consideration, if I'm taking some days off, I'm gonna lose money there. I'm sick, same exact thing. Insurance, I need to provide my own personal private insurance. Taxes, I'm gonna have to do my own taxes. So keep all of those receipts in a box. That's what I do. Usually, yoga and Pilates instructors, for example, we don't get full-time employment at a gym. It's different than being a personal trainer. I'm talking as a freelance full-time instructor. For example, one class is paid between, depends on the country, $20 and $60 an hour. Depends on your years of teaching experience as well. You have to teach around 15 classes a week, purely live classes, to make enough money to cover your expenses. Also depends where you live. If you're the type of person who spends a lot, you might need to teach around 30 classes a week, maybe. In my case, I like to teach maximum 10 classes a week, and I branch out into content creation, having a YouTube channel that is monetized, and having private clients on the side to be able to make a certain amount of money so I can spend a lot on all of these beautiful activewear sets that you see me in all the time. You have to be smart in your decisions when you're an instructor, because if you teach too much, you get tired easily, you get sick, you have injuries, and then you lose money because you have to take time off from teaching. Not to mention the burnout that is around every single corner throughout your path as a full-time instructor. Which leads us to physical labor, which is also related to your health. Your body is your livelihood. You have to take extra care of your body more than other people. Any injury, any flu or cold will set you back. So you have to always take care of your diet, to really eat well, so you can fuel your body properly, to sleep well, and to add extra stretches. Because when you teach, you don't stretch as much at the end of the class. And because you're teaching many classes, especially if you're demoing a lot, you're gonna get tired and you're gonna get inflammations and injuries all over your body. I've had this for many years now, so I always have to take some time and stretch for myself at home, do some mobility work, and take care of these weak points that you have in your body. Being an instructor, it's different than being an athlete, but it's very close to it. This is how I personally feel. So I go to my physio every single week. I try to go to the spa as much as possible, not for massages, but for cold plunges, for the sauna, and all the benefits that come with all of these, because you need it. You're gonna have to support your body so much. This is going to change how you see your body, your relationship to it, and your relationship to your food and to your health overall. Your body is your money-making machine. So it is your responsibility to always take care of your health. Teaching through pain is another aspect. Sometimes you're sick, sometimes you have an injury, and you have to work around that. You still have to show up for your classes. Not any injury or any types of sickness is an excuse enough for certain studios so that you can take a day off. So also you have to consider that sometimes you have to push through. For example, I have a weakness in my right knee, and from time to time, my knee hurts, it gets inflamed. So when I have this injury, I cannot keep taking days off because it's something that is recurrent. What I do is I prepare a class around my injury where I don't need to actually use my knee that much, but I still go and I teach. Also, if I have a migraine, if I have period cramps, you kind of get to a point where you filter out your reasons. What is reason enough for you to cancel and what isn't? I'm not teaching if I have a fever, if I'm throwing up, if there's something happening that cannot allow me to speak to my students and to stand up straight in front of them. That's the only reason I will cancel a class. Sometimes you're going to get around 3 classes back to back. And that is so physically and energetically draining that you have to prepare yourself. You can get your electrolytes. You can sleep well one day ahead. You have to be fully prepared to teach 3 classes in a row. So you have to memorize these flows that you're teaching, and you have to have enough energy to give to so many students. There's also a big difference when you teach morning classes or evening classes, or if you teach evening and morning on the same day. So there are so many things to consider when you're teaching live classes. And back-to-back classes are more draining than having to teach 1 class a day, let's say. So here you have a lot of commitment. You're not only committed to yourself and to this career if you're taking it seriously, but you're also committed to different types of studios, to different studio owners, each with their own personality and approach towards you, and to all of these students who are always expecting you to show up and to lead a class at the top of your energy, being at the top of your game. This career path isn't just about physical labor, but it's also emotional labor. And this is the tricky part. You could be 100% healthy. Nothing's wrong with you physically. But mentally, if you are drained, your body is going to follow your mind. So if your mind is tired, you're going to feel physically tired as well and unable to teach, because teaching requires a lot of energy. Being an instructor means providing an experience to others, holding space for others, giving. You're always in a giving mode, giving energy all the time. And sometimes you give so much and you don't get any energy in return that you feel depleted. And this will affect you. Everyone is always expecting you to give 100%, to be on all the time, to be positive, to be full of energy, to be supportive, motivating, inspiring, encouraging. This is the mood, the energy, the vibe that is required from teachers. And we want to give that to our students all the time, but sometimes I am tired. Sometimes I'm going through a hard time. Sometimes I'm just not in a mood. Maybe it's that time of the month and I'm just in a very cranky, hormonal mood. I have to suck it up. And I'm gonna put on my best foot forward, and I'm gonna try my best to teach. The mental draining part of this career path is no joke. If you're only teaching 2 or 3 times a week and you have a full-time job on the side, this might not necessarily apply to you. Another truth is an unstable lifestyle. Now, if you're an instructor, you have to prepare yourself that you're going to be teaching on weekends, going to be teaching during holidays, you're going to be teaching on your birthday. It doesn't matter what day it is or how special it is for you. If you have classes, you're going to be teaching those classes. Your social life gets a downgrade. I see my physio way more than I see my friends. You won't have enough time for friends and gatherings and staying out late, going clubbing, all of these things that require a lot of social energy, a lot of physical energy, and consuming things like alcohol that can hinder your sleep. I usually teach Saturdays. If there is, let's say, a cool night out Friday evening, I cannot go unless I cancel my class the next morning. If I cancel my class in the morning, I lose my income, so I have to choose going out or teaching and making more money. Not to forget that you kind of feel bad as well if you end up canceling just for going out when you know that your students are expecting you to be teaching there and not a sub-teacher. Also remember, you can mostly never cancel last minute. That's not professional. So whenever you need to cancel the class, you need to know that prior. So you got to give that a thought as well. Do you want to teach on weekends? Do you have what it takes to take on this responsibility? Some days you're still giving, even though what you need is rest, silence, and sleep. And this is what also gets in the way of your social life. Because whenever I have time off, for example, I'd rather be at home alone alone, watching my anime or just eating and sitting in silence because I give so much when I teach and I'm talking to so many people at the same time. You're engaging socially all the time. You're on all the time. So when you have some time off, you just want silence and rest. I end up canceling most of my plans with my friends so I can just chill on the couch at home, and believe me, I'll be so happy if I do that. I would be miserable going out, feeling physically and mentally drained. My social life at this point, it's my classes. It's the people in class that I talk to and I engage with every single day. At the moment, this is my social life. The last truth that we're going to talk about today is social media. These days, having an online presence is mandatory as an instructor. Because how else are you going to let people know about you, about your style, about your energy, what you bring to your classes? Everything is on social media these days. So you have to learn these skills, how to be a content creator, how to edit reels, how to create cool and interesting posts. And it's a part of this career that is uncomfortable at the start, but you will learn how to navigate through it and you will learn to appreciate your online presence. Being online is going to get you to compare yourself to a lot of these instructors out there. So you have all of this self-doubt that creeps in, imposter syndrome, comparison that is going on all the time, and you have to learn to filter that out and to stay locked in and focus on what is your priority, what is most important to you, because it's very easy to fall into this trap, especially that you always expect yourself to look a certain way because one, you should be to a certain extent the picture of health because you are an instructor and you're preaching movement, you're guiding people towards a healthier lifestyle. I feel like it's something that we all go through. You just kind of learn how to navigate all of these obstacles. This isn't really an obstacle that will get in your way or it will cut your chances at success. It's just part of the journey. It's a part that you have to be aware of, that you have to embrace, to learn how to accept the pros and the cons. As an instructor, we harbor connections with other people. We are sensitive to their needs in class, to how they feel, if they are comfortable, but you also have to toughen up yourself because not everyone is going to enjoy your class or everyone's going to like you specifically as an instructor. And sometimes you get criticized, sometimes you get negative feedback. Some people can be rude to you. You have to learn how to accept this criticism without being overly sensitive, reactive, or defensive, because that will also affect your image as an instructor. It will affect your position when it comes to the class, to the studio, and to that specific student who was disrespectful or mean to you. So you have to put up boundaries, not only for others, but for yourself as well. Always keeping that professional relationship with your clients, no matter what they say or they do. And if you have to respond, you have to respond in an appropriate way, which is always respectful. It has been a bumpy road for me when it comes to that specific point because I've always been very sensitive to how people see me or in my classes. I will take things so personal that it would affect my self-esteem, how I see myself as a teacher. But with time and experience, you kind of have to push past that. Because if you want to please everyone, and if you're going to get affected by all of the comments that you get live and online, you won't be able to keep going. So being an instructor, it's not just about getting certified and knowing how to teach a class. It's about being physically able to teach. It's about mentally having the capabilities to engage with others, to be sociable, to create space, support, and motivation, and inspire others to move, to guide a class, not to teach a class, but to guide people through a class. You're going to have the courage, the will, the desire to push through all of these obstacles, the seriousness to commit to this path, and the social media skills as well. So you have all of this package in one person. And that is why this is not a career path to be taken lightly. Do not be scared. Being an instructor is also very beautiful. It's a career path that is giving, that will change you in ways that you've never imagined. It's a decision that I never regret taking. It's a career path that I love. I wouldn't change it for the world. I will talk about the bright side of being an instructor in another video. If you have any questions, please, or any comments, leave them down in the section. If there's something specific that I missed that you want to know more about, if you're interested about some videos regarding how to start your online presence or how to navigate certain obstacles, you can let me know, and I'll see you again soon for another Real Talk video or a workout on my channel. If you like these videos, please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.